Good morning, Scott Thompson, Scott Shots Photography, out here at beautiful Donner Lake this morning. Hoping for a decent sunrise, although really I'm not so sure it's going to explode with color. This is kind of one of those gamble situations where I'm really hoping it'll happen, but fortunately I don't live too terribly far from here, so if it doesn't happen, oh well. Yeah, we had a little bit of snowfall last night. Had a bit more up at my house in Tahoe Donner. Down here at lake level, we got a bit of a dusting, but it's looking beautiful. Some snow on top of that dock. There's really interesting, not much snow on top of that dock over there. It looks like it's all wind blown off. So that was actually the dock I was kind of hoping for, but this one will do. And we're starting to get a little bit of color to the sky there. Not much, and I don't know, there's a really thick cloud layer down low, so it's probably not going to happen, but you never know. Sometimes things move out of the way and colors explode, and just because the forecast says it's going to be meh of a sunrise doesn't mean that it's not actually going to be an incredible one, or vice versa. All right, let's see what we get. Looking to the west at Donner Summit, it's still pretty, but the colors are definitely exploding now. There's some nice pinks and some nice yellows, and I'm going to keep shooting here and focus on the photos instead of the video, because this is pretty beautiful. I'm at ISO 50. I think I'm at an aperture of around f11, f13 in about 15 seconds or so. Nothing too unique. I do have a graduated neutral density filter on the front of the lens, which kind of acts like sunglasses over the top half of the lens, and it's clear on the bottom half. It helps balance out that light, that exposure with the sky and the foreground. Gives it a much more even look, and I almost always use them at sunrise and sunset. Daytime shots, not so much, but yeah, they're a great filter to have if you like shooting sunrises and sunsets. Although the color's still exploding out that way, starting to get a bit of color. Looking to the west, not much, but it's enough to where I change positions, and I'm going to take a few photos here real quick, and then I will probably hustle right back over there. That's not too far, and actually look how, ooh, that's starting to explode that way too. You know what? It's one of those where it's good both directions, and really it's probably good behind me if I could see behind me. So this is definitely a better sunrise than the forecast was for. I used the My Sunset app as well as the Skyfire app, excuse me. A little early, a little tired. And both of them were calling for a okay sunrise, kind of a dud, but a little bit of color. So I figured I woke up early, may as well hustle out, and like I said, it's not too far from my house, so it would have been fairly easy and not too big of a bummer if it was a flop. I'm gonna move. Yeah, I think I'm glad I moved back over here, looking to the east. It's a little bit brighter, but the colors are really looking nice on the back of the camera with the filter and the exposure just right. I'll go home and take a look at the photos on the computer and on the big monitor. I use a big BenQ 32-inch monitor. Love that thing. And I'll see how they all look before I really make any decisions, of course, out here in the field. And then I do a bit of Photoshop work. I bring the raw images into the Adobe RAW converter, Photoshop's RAW converter, and then I work on its exposure, the little bit of noise reduction, some of the highlights, the shadow details, a little bit of color balance. Really not too terribly much, but enough to kind of try to make that photo pop, especially since I've been doing my own printing for, oh gosh, probably close to 18, 19 years, actually maybe even longer than that if you consider film labs back in the day. And yeah, I really prefer a nice pop to my images, a little bit of perhaps just a touch bit of extra saturation than what the actual image is here. It just looks better in print and what's up on the wall, especially if you got a little bit of kind of lower light in the room. It just helps that photo actually look good, rather than just being kind of dull and get lost in the shadows in a room, especially in the evening time. Anyway, having fun out here. I don't know how much more I'm going to shoot. The color's kind of starting to fizzle out, and thanks for coming along on this adventure, and really not too terribly much of an adventure today. I didn't even need the snowshoes. It's kind of it snowed last night, but it's really not bad at all. And it was actually kind of enjoyable. I don't think I need to do snow removal at my house, which is awesome. No snow shoveling or snow blowing, I don't think anyway. And hopefully I'll go home right now, work on a couple of these, and have some photos for you at the end of this video. All right, thanks.